Hi everyone, it's Becky here. So welcome to another new YouTube video here. Now, in today's video, it's going to be a vlog video showing you the first few days of January 2026. And yeah, some of the daily moments are recorded in this Luchetti sketchbook that I got as a present from this company. Okay, so today is the second day of January and I really want to go out after staying in for a few days. So the bus and SkyTrain are both really quiet. I think most people are still on their winter vacations. So here I am, arriving at Sopperton Station in New Westminster. So this is a heritage area of New Westminster, and some heritage houses are now gone, replaced by condo buildings. Now I'm heading into this Take 5 cafe that I visit pretty often. And I just love their big display shelf with the TV and the clock up there. Ordered a jasmine tea latte and a chocolate croissant. The jasmine tea latte is my new favorite now. And finally, my first model arrived at her table right in front of me, and another one. So I'm starting to draw the lady on the right, starting with her hair, her face, and seemingly calm facial expression, reading her book. She was checking on her phone once every few minutes. I just love her old-fashioned overalls with the suspenders. And I also added the cushions, a bit of the couch behind her, this plaid pattern, maple leaf blanket, drawing the big maple leaf on the cushion, and a pot of plants, drawing this lady here sitting on the left with a ponytail, scrolling on her phone. And here's a big layout of this interior in front of me. Now I'm starting to fill in these blank spaces of shelf cubicles with books, ornaments. On the left here, there are a lot of alcohol bottles. On the lower part, there are a lot of books, like the Nancy Drew series. And here, they've got some games, more flower pots, ornaments, and books. And here comes a Dalmatian. This is such a rare type of dog that I rarely see. And here's the look of my finished line drawing. Now both ladies are gone, replaced by other people. So as you can see, the clock's battery is dead, but we're actually stuck in this magic hour for a bit longer. And I love the red stockings hanging on both sides of the TV. The theme color of this cafe is red, the Canadian color. So as usual, I'm doing like a really light yellow ochre underpainting. Punch on the warm colors and then these cold colors afterwards, like different types of grays. For the couch, I feel like it's more greenish gray. And the shelf is more like a blue-violet kind of gray. Adding shadows around the people and cushions. Shade the clock a little bit. So over the past few years, I've been sketching this same view in front of me, sitting at this common table, many times already. So here's my final result this time. And this is also my very first sketch of 2026. And I went shopping with my mom, and one of the things we bought is a pineapple. So this time I want to be playful with the page design. As you can see, I just blocked in a pencil outline. I'm not going to include the entire body and the crown of the pineapple, just most of it. Yeah, it's pretty satisfying to add on the blades of the crown in layers. So I usually like to start drawing the blades that's in the front row, the middle, and then backwards. So the key is to depict the organic pattern of how these blades are laid out, not necessarily the same numbers of blades. Now I'm drawing the contour outline and then adding these patches. So each patch is kind of like a square laying sideways. and then with like a triangular tissue on the bottom with a tip there. So this pineapple has pretty large patches and not too many in number compared to some other pineapples that I've sketched. Yeah, so this is actually an easier pineapple to draw. Now, blocking the watercolors, as usual, starting with the yellows and orange, wet into wet. Indian yellow mixed with cadmium orange. And some patches are looking extra ripe with heavier orange tones. So just punch on a quick second layer of cadmium orange here and there. Nice and bold. Now I need to wait for the body area to dry off before adding more shading. I'm painting the crown area's first layer using diluted hooker's green. Now when the body area of the pineapple is almost dried, I'm blending on wet into moist hooker's green mixed with a little bit of yellow ochre for the edges of the patches. Now I'm grabbing some yellow ochre and cadmium orange mix containing less water to retouch these areas of patches. Now it's time to add more shading for the crown using less diluted pigment. This is still hooker's green with a little bit of burnt sienna mixed into it, and shading colors should not be too watery. Now I'm going a little bit crazy by using a black water-soluble crayon from Mengjiu that I bought over 10 years ago. And now I'm blending on some violet with the black. So this year I'll be doing more mixed media. Now I'm using my large tip Holbein Water Brush to wet these crayon areas. So as you can see, it's much more smoother now. And just pushing the black into the gaps between the blades. Now I'm doing further mixed media by using this whole hoo-hoo acrylic paint markers that I use with the kids in my home studio. So I just grabbed the yellow, and I want to copy the words on the paper tag on the pineapple, and using a black paint marker, yellow and then green, to copy the brand. I also copied the honeybee hive pattern onto the black background. So hexagons are a bit tricky to draw, but yeah, but it's fun. Yep. So here's the look of my finished sketch. So if you would like to see me doing more mixed media, just let me know in the comment section. And in the evening, I'm continuing to do something that's different than what I usually like to do. Yes, sketching a different subject, a bird. So this bird is an oriole, and I found this reference photo from unsplash.com. Here's my quick line drawing. Now I'm having fun painting in the spring vibrance of the background. And I'm using this handmade paper made in India that I bought on Amazon during the Christmas season. And the wet into wet technique looks really satisfying on this handmade paper. So this year I will be trying some new materials, including watercolor papers and paints, brushes that I haven't tried before. And by the way, this bird sketch will be our first project of the bird sketching class coming up on the first day of February. So every Sunday in February, we'll be sketching a different bird. And that will be live on Zoom for 1 hour and a half each time. The replays will be available for lifelong access. Yeah, and the next evening I'm sketching this owl. Again, photo found from unsplash.com. And this will be the second project for the bird sketching class in February. This is my first time sketching an owl. So no matter what we sketch, even if it's like for the first time, it's all about eyeballing the relationships between one body area and another. So this time I want to paint the background tree branch directly with layers of watercolor washes to give out like a blurred out effect, showing that it's in the distance. And I think the world for this owl is likely a sunny day in winter. And working on several layers in the world of watercolors, just like most mediums, is pretty important because the more layers you have, the more sense of depth you're achieving. So if you want to work out a powerful piece of watercolors, it's better to work more than one layer. And you can always use a white paint marker or jelly pen to do the highlights for the very last step. And here comes Dudu surveying. And Dudu, he's turning 3 years old in March, very soon. But he's still acting like a baby. Yeah, still curious, playful, and adventurous. And that's the first two projects for the upcoming bird sketching class. We'll be doing two more. And on another gray, rainy day, but pretty warm. We've been having a pretty warm winter in Vancouver this year. So here I am in New Westminster outside Coaster's Coffee. So it's around lunch hour when I arrived, and the whole cafe is full. So after waiting for about 15 minutes, I finally got the table. And I see an adorable Shiba Inu right there. Now I'm sketching my order of focaccia sandwich with ham and cheese and a bit veggies. Now I'm drawing the large air bubbles on the bread, and just using simple dots of various sizes to show the spices on the bread. Drawing the inner bottom line of the plate, the brim, using loose lines. Now I'm drawing the cheesecake muffin. Yeah, it's a really delicious chocolate cheesecake muffin. Drawing the accordion form of the paper wrapper, the bottom, and it's laying on a really big plate, too big for itself. Now I'm drawing these chocolate rivers. As you can see, I'm not fitting these two plates perfectly inside the sketchbook page, and you don't have to. So this is actually a fun way to compose when you have bits of subjects cut off from the composition. Now I'm drawing my cup of Vancouver fog, which is pretty much like London fog, and that means Earl Grey tea latte. And this cup of Vancouver fog tea latte is super delicious with high concentration of like Earl Grey tea, not way too much milk. Now I'm doodling the cedar trees on the cup design. I think this is like a custom design just for this cafe that you can't find elsewhere. So I just laid down the first two layers for the food and drinks. And I want to finish my sandwich and drink my Vancouver fog, and then move on to finish the muffin, which is always the same temperature. And this muffin is actually a mutation of cheesecake and muffin, but not as sticky as a cheesecake. Now I'm adding the shade of green for the front row trees, following the graphic design. And there's a very simple sense of field of depth established using tonal difference. Here's a look of my finished sketch and my half-finished Vancouver fog latte. Now it's time to munch on the cheesecake muffin. Moving on, I want to sketch the two ladies sitting at a distance from me. Just sneakily sketching, capturing their sitting postures. So lighting is kind of dim in here, a bit hard for my camera to focus. But anyway, here's the finished line drawing. It took me about 20 minutes, and the food and drink sketch on the other page. And I really like the flower painting on the wall behind the girls. Now I'm ready to paint watercolors, starting with this warm yellow ochre in diluted version as an underpainting to show the warmth of this interior, and then skin tones for the ladies using different levels of greens for the flower painting, which is mostly green. And this girl, she also has the lots of white daisies on her sweater, echoing with the painting on the wall. Now I'm using my mix of blue violet. Now they're leaving. And I have no problem finishing the rest of the painting by memory. Here's the look of my finished sketch, which took about 40 minutes to draw and paint. Now on the bus home, the sun is coming out a little bit from the thick clouds. Yeah, looking so hopeful, uplifting. So after 2 to 3 weeks of winter vacation, I'm back at teaching the kids art classes in my home studio. So she's finishing up her large watercolor painting. And the kids are also designing the Year of the Horse pictures. And some kids are starting their first acrylic painting on canvas and continue to practice their pencil shading or the practice of chiaroscuro. So before the kids are actually doing this, I want to make sure they're really interested in doing it. No force. And here's another 13-year-old student painting on canvas. This is his first acrylic on canvas. Sunrise or sunset over a valley. So see you next time, everyone. Bye.